England, 1485. Henry VII's just won the Wars of the Roses, which are, shall we say, a story for another time, and he gets busy making heirs. Thus is born his pride and joy, Henry VIII's older brother Arthur. Arthur is betrothed to Catherine of Aragon and ready to inherit the kingdom, until he sweats himself to death. Alright then, Henry, you'll have to do. This video is sponsored by the Great Courses Plus. More on them at the end. So Henry's engaged to Catherine, but he refuses to marry her. He does not like her in a dress, he will not wed that wench princess. He would not, could not, well, unless maybe his dad died and she was better than the alternative. You'll be shocked to hear that their marriage got off to a rough start, particularly after the loss of their first child, but soon Catherine gives birth to a beautiful baby boy named Henry after his father, and they throw him a huge birthday party. Also his only birthday party because he died in a few weeks. Then Henry gets a friend request. It's France! They want to make sure Henry VIII is as cool with them as Henry VII was. And with France fighting a war on all sides, it looks like England might just take all of it. Like the Pope said, it was totally cool if he did. Unfortunately, that Pope died, and the new Pope said God didn't hate France anymore, and now England's gotta focus on Scotland making a whole scene and the fact that they spent all their money. So rather than conquering all of France, Henry gives his sister to the French king instead. And then France and the HRE get new kings, and everybody's even Steven again. Meanwhile, Henry and Catherine keep trying for a son, and they end up with half a dozen dead babies and a girl, which is nice and all, but there's no way she's gonna rule anything. Until finally, he has another beautiful baby boy, named Henry after his father, and that's not Catherine. Well, time for Henry to skedaddle on out of England for a little while to throw a party and show everybody what good friends he is with France now. Henry and King Francis even bond over a friendly wrestling match where they tell each other, "Oh, it is so good to be friends again." Ha, so good. So good. So good. We're going to war with France. That one ended up pretty much like the last one, and more or less sums up Henry's entire military career. A few years and mistresses later, Henry's given up on this whole marriage thing. At this point, he's got three options. Number 1, marry Mary to somebody as fast as possible and hope for a grandson. Number 2, ask the Pope to legitimize his current son. Number 3, ask the Pope to let him break up with Catherine and marry his mistress's hotter sister. Henry picks option 3. It may seem ludicrous, but Henry was a devout Catholic. He knew the Bible inside and out and found the exact verse that could get him out of his predicament scot-free. Plus, he was already in good with the papacy. One pope was about to name him King of France, the next one named him Defender of the Faith. It was about time to call in a favor. No. What? No, you can't do that. What? But just pick another option, dude. Nope, that's it. I'm done. I'm making my own church, where I'm in charge. Are you kidding me? You wrote the book on papal supremacy. Yeah, well, not anymore.
You seriously said that?
I seriously said that.
And you seriously think that the whole country will go for it?
Honey, 3 popes ago, we were fighting France because they helped the Pope too much in Italy. I bet you my church will be the norm in no time. And I bet you in 150 years, Catholics will be so reviled that the people of England will invite a Dutch prince to invade their country rather than settle for a Catholic monarch.
That's oddly specific. What about Ireland?
I'm sure it'll figure itself out. Speaking of Ireland, Henry's now calling himself King of Ireland instead of Lord, and there's a major rebellion every 5 years or so. Business as usual, mostly. Not that things were doing great in England either. Henry's looting the monasteries, which people aren't too happy about. Some 20 to 40,000 people rose up against him, so Henry goes, "Oh, gosh, I didn't realize you were so upset. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll fix this right away." And then he killed them when they went home. Henry's top advisors Thomas and Thomas are executed, and Mary's been retroactively disinherited in favor of Anne Boleyn's kid Elizabeth. Anne was having a good time, that is, until she got too big for her boots, and Henry decided her head was getting too big for her shoulders. Don't feel too bad for him, because literally the next day, he proposes to his mistress, Jane Seymour. And he finally gets that son he always wanted. Now they're all one big happy family. Henry, his son, his other son, 2 disowned daughters, and his wife, who's closer to their age than his. And also dead. In an effort to cheer him up and maybe have some actual royalty as the queen, Henry's third most trusted advisor, also named Thomas, gives him a picture of a pretty German girl. Yes. And then she showed up in court and he said, never mind, not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, that's totally cool. I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
Instead, he marries a teenager and gives her a crap ton of land. Only then she does something unforgivable. She cheats on him. And adultery does not stand in the royal court. Then he marries his daughter's friend Catherine Parr, who, my god. She married a guy who arrested and executed his best friends for not doing religion right, and proceeds to daily argue with him about religion. She got this close to being arrested for being too Protestant. They were only together for 4 years, so maybe he would have killed her eventually, but lucky for her, he got obese and ulcery and died. And that's pretty much everything. Well, not everything. There are so many good details I found while writing this script. I wanted to talk more about the war with the creepiest name I've ever heard, the drama with the Thomases, what happened to his son. Sadly, I don't have the resources to make a 5-hour course on Tudor England. Thankfully, this video is sponsored by the Great Courses Plus, who have a 10-hour course on Tudor England, plus the Stuarts, and 11,000 other video lectures from world-class experts. Imagine college, but you get to audit every class at the same time, and instead of paying 70 grand a semester, it's 15 bucks a month, and there's a free trial at thegreatcoursesplus.com/JackRackham. Link in the description. And that's all from me. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!